All right, everybody, how's it going again? This is the third video of the day. This is going to be the fun of the three videos. It's the NFL awards predictions for this season. This is the 2019 NFL season, and we got offensive rookie of the year, defensive rookie of the year, offensive player, defensive player, MVP, comeback player of the year, and coach of the year. So we got 7 awards to go through. This should be pretty fun. We give the 3 top candidates, and the last one listed is clearly who I think will be the winner. And then for a couple of the awards, I found some cool facts, so I thought I'd throw them in there. Sorry. So 2019 NFL awards predictions, and let's go. Offensive rookie of the year, I have 3 candidates. My top candidates, pretty well labeled. Josh Jacobs, Oakland Raiders running back, especially after the releasing of Antonio Brown. I imagine the workload for Josh Jacobs is going to go up a little bit. I imagine he's going to be a little bit more involved in the offense. I don't think we've seen him much in the preseason, but he seems like he's going to translate well into the NFL. We'll see how he does. I just think because of the situation in Oakland, he's going to get a little bit more of the load than previously thought. So I like Josh Jacobs as a outside candidate. Then we have, of course, I think Kyler Murray. Even if they go 6-11, 5-11, 7-9, or well 6-10, 7-9, whatever. I think he's going to put up pretty good numbers. I think he's going to play pretty well. I just don't know how good the Cardinals actually are. I don't know how well they're going to protect him. But when he does throw, when he does put up numbers, I think they're going to be quite good. I put Arizona Cardinals running back, completely disrespecting Kyler Murray as a quarterback. He's going to have the greatest throwing numbers for a running back of all time. I'm not going to go through and edit that. I don't care. I've made so many of these videos. But yeah, I made go ahead and make fun of me, but he basically is a running back that can throw the ball about 50, 60 yards. So it's going to be a fun season to see what he can do. Well, he's the size of a running back. Yeah, it'll be fun. I think he's going to have a big year, regardless of what the Cardinals' record is, about 6-10, 5-11. So, excuse me, I've made a lot of videos today, so that RB right there is not that bad of a mistake. I think the winner, though, and this is kind of a very dark horse candidate considering the history of the award, by the way. I think TJ Hawkinson, the Detroit Lions tight end, is going to be the rookie of the year. The second coming of Gronkowski. He can run block, pass block, and he's going to get a lot of looks getting the ball thrown to him from Stafford as kind of a safety department. I imagine he's kind of like I think going to join that Zach Ertz, or Travis Kelce, Garrett Kittle type class where they just put up monster numbers out of the tight end situation. Only difference is Hawkinson, much like Gronkowski, can block. He's big, he's physical, he already looks good in the offense, impressing people left and right. I feel very strongly about Hawkinson winning Rookie of the Year on offense. Fun fact, no tight end has ever won the award, and the NFC has won Offensive Rookie of the Year the last 12 years. 4 of last 6 have been running backs. Only Dak Prescott has won as a quarterback in the last 6 seasons. Take that in however you want to absorb this weird stuff right here down here. It's quite interesting, actually. So this is who I think. I think it'll be TJ Hawkinson of the Lions winning Rookie of the Year. Defensive Rookie of the Year, we have a couple candidates to go through. I think Devin Bush is going to be the third leading vote getter. Very good linebacker for the Pittsburgh Steelers. He came out of Michigan. He's a very sure tackler, very good defensive player, high motor. He's going to improve the Pittsburgh Steelers defense tremendously from what it was last year. We've already seen flashes of it in the preseason. So I can imagine Bush is going to have a strong rookie campaign, much like Darius Leonard. But I think there's an even more Darius Leonard type linebacker that gets the award. And then I think Ed Oliver is going to have a huge year inside of Buffalo. That defense, it's a great defensive system. They've finished top 5, and now they add in an even bigger piece, a good defensive tackle who kind of has that Aaron Donald mold to him, just a dominant defensive tackle in the middle. He's going to eat up blocking and probably not be the focal point early on in the season of blocking schemes and all sorts of things. Other of the Bills linemen who are quite good are. So I think he's going to get off to a very hot start, being under the radar on a very good defense. So watch out for him to be a potential candidate as well. And then we have Devin White of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. This dude is going to probably transform the entire shape of that Buccaneers defense, and right away. I mean, in the camp, he looked good. The Buccaneers defense was obviously playing quite at a high level against the Browns. Devin White was involved in that. He's an immediate go type player. Was one of the crown jewels of this draft, if you ask me. So I'm very high on Devin White, who's probably going to play a lot like Darius Leonard last year for these Buccaneers. So very high on Devin White. Here's some facts. 2004 through 2012, an inside linebacker won the award 6 times. Since 2002, 5 edge rushers have won the award. Only 2 corners the last 20 years have been Defensive Rookie of the Year, and a safety hasn't been the winner of this award since the 60s. So that's weird, right? Like, defensive backs just don't win Defensive Rookie of the Year. I believe... Yeah, no, there's just been Darius Leonard won it last year, so that's a linebacker. And that's why I'm feeling it's going to be a linebacker. They tend to go linebackers. They're about the most important position right now for a defense. You know, the defensive end, edge rusher, linebacker type role. So I like Devin White. Here's the Defensive Player of the Year. Here, these are the real guys, the guys who are actually, you know, your Aaron Donalds, your Khalil Macks, your J.J. Watts, your Earl Thomas, you know, Defensive Players of the Year. These are the big boys. My number 3 candidate is going to be the reigning Rookie of the Year on defense, Darius Leonard, Indianapolis Colts linebacker. He's going to have a pretty good follow-up season to what was an amazing rookie year. I just think there's going to be a couple guys who are a little bit better than he is this year. I think they all play linebackers, ironically, except for the obvious person who's probably going to win a 3rd straight. It just sucks that he's playing at the same time Darius is. But, you know, Darius could be an outside chance to steal the award. He's definitely going to be a candidate for a lot of people. So I'm very high on the guy. Obviously a great linebacker, great steal. I believe he was one of the only players in a long time to actually win the Defensive Rookie of the Year, not being a 1st-round pick. So obviously huge ceiling, and he's living up to being quite a beast. So let's see how he does in his sophomore campaign. And then Khalil Mack, I think he'll finish 2nd in the voting. He's quite popular among the voters, the press, the people who vote for these awards. And he's going to have a great year playing inside of that defense that has all these stars, all these great players. He's going to shine in it because, you know, you have to block everybody, so you can't, like, triple or double block him every single play. So, yeah, Khalil Mack should have a great year, have big numbers as always. And especially once the year starts going, once it's been a couple games in, watch out for Mack. And then I just think Aaron Donald, who had like 23 sacks last year, he's going to have a repeat of that, but maybe not as many, but like without Sue being there, he's still going to get between 15 and 20 sacks as a defensive tackle. Somehow he's going to eat up the run, and he's just going to be the anchor of that Rams defense, whether it's good or bad. That probably determines if he gets it or Matt gets it or Leonard gets it, but right now I'm thinking Donald gets a 3rd straight. So this is my candidates for the rookie or Defensive Player of the Year. Let's go to offensive, where I'm a little bit more sure of myself. My top candidates: Patrick Mahomes, Kansas City Chiefs quarterback. You're probably thinking, man, you're crazy if you don't think he's going to win it. I don't think he's going to have as nearly as good a year as last year. Still like 40 touchdowns, still right about 45 to 5,000 yards. But I don't think if he doesn't beat what he did last year, it's going to be hard for him to win MVP. It's going to be hard for him to win Offensive Player of the Year. And that's just how the voters work. Like when Manning won back-to-back MVPs, I believe he had a good year and then destroyed his numbers the next year, even though they were gaudy the year before. So that's kind of the thing Mahomes has to deal with. So I'm wondering if he can do that. He'll still be a candidate. He'll give votes. He'll have a good year. I think DeAndre Hopkins is going to be a surprise star into this because he's finally very well known throughout the league. It took like 3 years for everybody to catch on to Hopkins, but here he is. Here's a shot. He's going to have a great year with another year refined with Deshaun, another year, you know, just in the NFL. Just he's going to be very popular this year, and I think the Texans offense is going to be a lot better with Tunzel, with Kenny Stills to draw some of the light off of him with Fuller and Stills. That's going to be that's a little bit less eyes on DeAndre. So watch for him to have a big year again. And I think Saquon Barkley wins Offensive Player of the Year. The dude's obviously like one of the most popular players in the league. He's going to get well over 2,000 yards from scrimmage. He might even go for 2,000 just on the ground. We'll see what he does. He's obviously says he's the best player in the league. Well, best running back, rather. So let's see if he can live up to that sort of expectation. Let's see how he does. Gets over 2,000. Goes for like 16-2 on the ground alone. And then another 1,000 in the air. This dude could easily be the Offensive Player of the Year. You know, we'll see how it goes, though. But these are my picks for Offensive Player of the Year. NFL MVP. Here's the fun part where everybody's going to get into a hissy fit, because my top candidates at number 3 is Tom Brady of the New England Patriots. If he goes 14-2 or 15-1 like the schedule indicates, throws for over 40, and does all that at the age of 42, it's going to be hard to make an argument against him, and he's probably always in these kind of lists. Because, I mean, his team's always one of the best, and he's clearly one of the reasons the team's the best, so why not? Number 2, I have Mahomes. Like I said earlier, it's going to be hard for him to repeat as league MVP. I think he has to have a better year than he did last year. The voters are going to be very tough on that. They're going to be like, well, in order to get another one, how did you improve on last year? Did you go 15-1 and throw 60 touchdowns? It's going to be very difficult for him to replicate. Even if he replicates it, it's kind of like, all right, well, yeah, we get it, but like, can you do more? You should be growing and getting better and better and better for us to give you the best player in the league. So it's tough to win back-to-back MVPs, almost impossible. So that's why he's my number 2. And I think if everything goes right for the Eagles, they go 11-5, 12-4, best offense in the league. Why not? Wentz should win the MVP. Think about what he's got to work with. Ertz, another good tight end besides Ertz. I can't remember his name off the top of my head. He's also got, Alshon Jeffrey, Nelson Aguilar, Deshaun Jackson. That's 5 targets. Charles Johnson from the AAF. They're loaded in Philadelphia. The best offensive line in football, the best backup offensive line in football. Their defense is loaded. It's going to be a tough time to deal with that. And if they have a good record and he's having a good year, they're probably going to give him his MVP that he should have won. When he went 13-3 as a starter and whatever. That second year in the NFL. But that's not how you win MVPs. It's not how they vote. But if he has a big year and his team is is the number 1 seed in the NFC, like I think they're going to be, then Wentz is probably the MVP, everybody. In my opinion, anyway. So this is my MVP decisions. NFL Comeback Player of the Year. This one's a little less serious. Earl Thomas, obviously, he's eligible. He missed most of last year with hurting his leg. He plays for the Ravens. Carson Wentz, obviously, he's eligible for this award again after the injury for the 2nd straight year. And then, of course, who I think, even if he only goes for like 1,200 yards and like 7 touchdowns, Le'Veon's probably going to win this award. It's pretty much teed up for him. All he has to do is go for over 12 or maybe even 13, 14, and that's not that many, so he'll probably get that and win the Comeback Player of the Year. NFL Coach of the So those are my candidates, Earl Thomas, Wentz, and Le'Veon Bell, who I think wins it. NFL Coach of the Year. My candidates number 3 is Bill Belichick. Always got to include Bill and Brady in the MVP and Coach of the Year discussions, so why not? They're going to go like 14-2 or 15-1 based on the schedule. So, and then I think if this team makes the playoffs or goes 9-7 and they do very well, I think Freddie Kitchens could sneak it. But this is kind of like me reaching and kind of giving an olive branch to the Cleveland fans. So, depending on how the year goes, he could be one of the candidates. So, and I think Frank Reich, with all that's going on with his Indianapolis Colts, I think if he leads that team to like a division title or a playoff appearance in the wild card, I'm pretty sure he's going to wind up being the Coach of the Year. With all that's gone on, with the Luck retiring and just everything related to this offseason for the Colts, the way he's built the team, his system, everything, he's pretty deserving of a Coach of the Year, and I think he could win it. So those are my awards predictions. Hopefully you agreed with them, or if you didn't, let me know what you have for awards down below. I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Leave a like, subscribe to the channel if you're new here. Yeah, we're going to have a live stream later, yada, yada, yada. Tons of other videos I uploaded today, so go and give those a listen. Yeah, I hope you have a good rest of your day. Thank you for listening to my awards predictions. Hopefully some of them come true, and you have a good day. Go Patriots, and let's get that 7th. Peace.